This game I have so much anger towards this game. So I never got to see the ending. It's on Steam. So I am going to find a way to get the shit on my computer and I'm gonna fucking play it.
Hi, I am Catchy, in case you did not catch that, and today, this is my take on beating Disney Princess Enchanted Journey. Enjoy. I played it, and I beat it, and I finally got to see the ending all these years later. So let's talk about it. Before I do that, let me get a soda, actually, I need one. So I decided to dig up this dress I got a couple, years ago, because it felt very princessy. Trying to fit the theme of the video. We're gonna be talking about a game that I played a long ass time ago. But like I said in the TikTok I probably showed before all this, I never got to actually see the ending of Disney Princess Enchanted Journey because I believe the disc that we had was actually the one that my cousins had, and they beat the shit out of this disc apparently because it would freeze every time I tried to get to the end. So I never saw the ending. I never wanted to look it up because I always told myself I was actually gonna beat it. And then one time, and I don't know, maybe I'm crazy or maybe I'm wrong, but my mom bought a Wii after she had already gotten rid of ours because she sold my GameCube and my Wii after my first experience of gamer rage. I may or may not have thrown a controller at my GameCube, so she sold them. After I had matured, she bought us another Wii, and we wanted to play some old Wii games that we remembered, and this was one of the games. She very legally put it on another disc so we could play it, legally. I believe. She did put it on a disc, we played it, but it froze again, and this was a brand new disc. So I don't know if maybe the Wii version froze, or maybe it was the fact that she maybe used the same disc and I'm remembering wrong. I'm rambling. Basically, Disney Princess Enchanted Journey was a game that I played a lot as a kid because I kept trying to get to the end and I never did. All that being said, let's get into the game. I'm gonna kind of go through just the basic story beats. I'm not gonna talk about every single mini game, but just the basic story beats of what went down. I'm just gonna probably show some of my favorite moments, things like that. Just a very basic summary of my experience playing the game as an adult for the last time. So the game's actually meant to be played on Windows 7, so I wasn't even sure if it would work if I booted it up. So that was the first challenge, and it did glitch my screen a lot. It did this thing where I think it changed the resolutions of my screens because I would have windows from this monitor move to this monitor, and then everything would shrink and deform basically. But I was able to open it, and once you open it, you can put it in a Windows tab, so that's how I did it. I played it very tiny. The game starts out with a little cutscene, and the one thing that's really annoying about this game, and it might be because of the fact that I was playing on my computer, but the way that the game is, there's different ratios for different parts of the game. So some of the games, cutscenes, they always have these big, thick black bars for the cutscenes, and then the gameplay isn't. I'm sorry, I live right by a major street, and it's very busy, and everything's happening at once today. So these thick black bars are always there if there's a cutscene, and then when the game is loading in between worlds and things like that, it kind of does this thing where it goes even shorter and there's thicker black bars. It's a very weird thing. I noticed this though happens with a lot of old games like this, especially respectfully, ones that don't have the most effort put into them. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. Don't sue me. But this is a kid's game, so I'm not expecting top tier quality or nothing. It's just I noticed this and it was kind of bugging me because when I was trying to record it, I wanted it to look good, but those thick black bars just wouldn't go away. So the story of the game starts with this girl in this weird wizardy robe thing, and she's walking around in the woods. I think they say she's playing, and then this little pixie, which I could have sworn I thought it was Tinkerbell when I was a kid. I think I was just crazy though, because that is not Tinkerbell. That is a pink fluffy orb. This pixie then takes us to this abandoned, desolate castle, and in the castle is where the story is. This castle has been cursed, so this pixie's trying to have us help break the curse, and we have to go help other princes in order to break that curse. But first we have to do what every little girl in the world wants to do: dress up. So I gotta dress up my character. I ended up picking a yellow and teal vibe because I wanted this game to be as authentic as if I was playing it as a child. So I gave her the yellow and teal because I remember as a kid, I was one of those girls who like hated pink because of my internalized misogyny. I also was the pink sister growing up. I don't know if you guys have sisters, please tell me I'm not the only one. My parents divided us by color. So I was the pink and my sister who's 2 years younger than me was the purple sister. I know it happens with twins, but it happened with us too. So I picked this yellow and teal little dress with a little teal bow on top because the crown looked weird as hell floating on my head. So that's what I decided to wear because I thought I was, paying homage to my younger self because it does look like something I would dress her in. Anyways, I did a little dress up. We were gifted a wand from the pixie, so the pixie gives us this little wand, and apparently we can do magic. Who the fuck are we? So the castle only has 2 rooms technically you can explore. So there's the bedroom that's there. There's the throne room, which is the center point, and then the other side it has the forbidden room. So basically this room actually holds like portals, basically painting portals, like Super Mario 64 style, where you go into these paintings basically and you enter into different Disney princesses' world to help save them from the villain creatures called the Bogs. The princesses in this game are Ariel, Jasmine, Cinderella, Snow White, and Belle, but Belle is locked. You unlock Belle when you beat the game. So Belle you do at the very end. It's kind of like a bonus round. So there's 3 chapters for every princess that you have to go through and like do little challenges in each one to beat. And once you're done beating it, you move on to the next one, or you can do it in mixed match order. It doesn't really matter. I decided to play it where I went through all 3 chapters for each princess in a row, and then I moved on to the next princess. So I started in the order the game suggested, which is the easiest to hardest mode. So I went with Ariel, Jasmine, Cinderella, then Snow White, and then I beat the game. I honestly, though, I really wish that they would remake this game a little bit, which sounds a little weird because it's just like a random kids game from 2007, I believe. I feel like it'd be really fun to see like a Tiana world, or they didn't do an Aurora one in this one, so like Aurora would be cool, Mulan. I would really like to see Tangled because of all that lore from the Tangled series would be really cool. Like, it'd just be really cool if they did remake it with those princesses. I don't think they ever will. I'm pretty sure the game was created by Papaya Studios. I don't know if they're still around. So there's not much else to do in the castle. You pretty much just go straight into, like, saving the princesses, and that's what I decided to do. So I went to Ariel's world. So I decided to start with Ariel because she was the easiest mode and I thought that would be the most sense. So I went to Ariel's world, and the creatures that were trying to fight the Bogs, they actually took music from this world. They took it away from Ariel's home, so that we have to go ahead and give music back to her home because there's no music. The sailors that we meet at first, their instruments aren't playing their music, so we have to magic and give them music back. And by magic, I literally mean we press the X key and we do like a little spin of our wand. Woo! So we give them back the music for their instruments, and that's when, holy shit, who the fuck is that? That is not Ariel. Who are you, ma'am? I'm sorry. She just has like really thick ass bangs. Like, I know this is an old game, but like her bangs look so huge, and their foreheads, all of the princesses have like these like really long ones because their faces seem to be very long. I don't know why. So Ariel sees us return the magic to the instruments and then tells us, oh, my home, like the mer people, have had their voices taken away. Great. So we have to go give the voices back to the mer people. One thing I question is how like we're already really like top tier skilled at magic, because our pixie friend decides to tell us that we can actually go help the mer people, because we can just magic ourselves the ability to breathe underwater. We magic ourselves some fucking gills. Solid. Okay, sounds great. No problem at all. I just have been doing magic for like 2 days. Not even a day. So the first minigame we played is actually saving Sebastian. This has nothing to do with story. I just want to mention this part. So the game shows you like what like keys to press like on the keyboard. And this one key has an arrow pointing upward, okay? Okay. So my thought process is that is the arrow key. the upward arrow key. And when I was pressing it, I'm pressing, and it's not working. And I don't know what's going on. It took me way too long to realize that there are only 4 buttons in play in this game, and this key was not going to work no matter what, because there's only 4 keys that are keybind in this game. That is the left shift key, the X key, the Z key, and the space bar, meaning that they were trying to make me press the shift key. But I don't know why, because they have letters. They couldn't just spell shift on it. The arrow made it very confusing game, okay? I know I'm critiquing a 17-year-old game that isn't gonna get an update, but I think it deserves one because that's confusing as fuck for me. And I'm 20 years old. So Ariel and I decided to head over to her collection of stuff, and for some reason, all of her stuff starts to fall off the shelves, and this is apparently more dire than giving voices back to mer people, so she asked us to help her save her stuff. Sure, I guess. Very, very on task, but, you know, luckily myself does remind her that we should probably figure out what's going on with the bogs.
Thank you, Sebastian. And thank you, too, for saving my collection.
I'm just glad I could help. But now that the treasures are safe, I think we should find out what's causing this mess.
I know that Ariel's like 16 canonically in the first movie, and I'm assuming this would take place beforehand because she isn't like talking about how she also had her voice taken at some point, and there's no Eric statue in the collections, but I clearly am meant to look younger than her. I'm shorter than her in this like little thing, and I'm assuming my character's supposed to be like maybe 9 or 10, which is like, I'm gonna guess like the age range this game is for. So I don't know why. I don't know why I'm the one being the voice of reason here. I am a literal child, okay? I don't know why I'm even the one who's being told to save this freaking place. So Ariel has to go back to her father because she still has very strict rules apparently, and sure, I guess, cool. I'm gonna go save I'm gonna go save a class of crab.
So if you guys couldn't tell, my stutter hasn't completely left me since elementary school. So what I was trying to say there was, I'm going to save a school of crabs. It wasn't that hard.
I'm gonna go save a class of crabs while you go deal with your dad, because apparently he doesn't even care about the mer people crisis going on. Only I do. Only I am the hero of this story, okay? Ariel does nothing. So the Bogs decide to try to put all of the mer people voices in these like little pearls and throw them into a bottomless pit, basically, and Sebastian and Flounder decide to help me catch them, because they're the only two who seem to really care about what's going on here. So we save the voices, because, you know, I'm just that good at games, and we find this magic conch shell, and this conch shell, apparently, for some reason, the Bog stole it because it somehow holds all the music in the ocean, or something like that. So to put music back in the shell, we go up to the lagoon, I believe they call it, and basically this area looks a lot like Neverland to me. I'm sorry, it's not Neverland, but to me it looks like it is, so I'm gonna call it that. We help Sebastian put music back into the shell with this little concert of ducks, turtles, and frogs. It works. It's one of those basic like match the pattern games. So like when the ducks sing, you press the duck button, and when the frogs sing, you press the frog button. You know, one of those basic little games. And music is returned to the ocean. I won't lie, this one was kind of boring for me. I vividly remember the ducks though. Like the ducks singing, I vividly remember that sound. It's so crazy. I was like, oh, nostalgia hit. But we beat the aerial world, so we go back to our home and we do this little cute cutscene, and this little shell in front of her doorway glows. Jasmine's bogs are creating mirages. So the mirages are looking like treasure to everybody, and it's causing mistrust between the people of Agrabah. And obviously, you know, Jasmine being the princess, she doesn't want people to not trust each other. She wants people to, you know, get along. So our mission is to, you know, help people see these treasures for what they really are, and then figure out what the bogs are trying to do. So we go to Princess Jasmine, and she asks us to find a boo for help. This is the only princess where I have no idea when this is supposed to take place in her story.
Hi, I'm editing again. So I could not explain this point very well for some reason at the time, so I'm just gonna re-explain it to you guys right here. What I'm trying to say is that
Jasmine's world personally does not make sense, like when it would take place specifically. She knows who Abu is, she knows about the Cave of Wonders, yes, which implies that this takes place after the Aladdin movies, but then we have the issue where the lamp is in the Cave of Wonders, and then there's no Aladdin mention, there's no Jafar mention, there's no mention of like any other character really, if than Abu, which again would imply that this takes place after the movie, but there's also the fact that the lamps are still in the Cave of Wonders, so I don't know, just was a little thing I noticed. The other princesses seemed to have more clear-cut places in the timeline. I'm just gonna assume that Jasmine's world was supposed to be like a weird limbo state that just kind of nods to the movie instead of like takes place at a specific point before or after. It was just interesting to me because like Ariel's world clearly takes place before, and like Cinderella's, as you'll see later, clearly takes place afterwards. Just something I noticed, just a little fun detail. I really went into the nitpickiness of this, okay? That's why I wanted to point it out.
So again, this is going to be a recurring issue I have with these princesses. They tend to send me, the child, on these little journeys and quests to save their homes. Okay, I'm there to help, but like you should also be putting in a little effort. So she sends us to go find this monkey. So once we get back to the castle, again, Jasmine sends us. She does not join us. She sends us with a monkey as our only source of guide and protection to the Cave of Wonders. Are you kidding me right now? The Cave of Wonders is the same cave that ate a man alive in the first fucking movie. And you're sending me, a child, alone? I don't care if I have magic. So we go to the Cave of Wonders and luckily survive. I don't know how we did it. It could have been, this was a 50-50 shot, okay? We were luckily pure of heart enough to go. Somehow the Bogs are there too, and they're stealing the gold from the Cave of Wonders. And obviously, if you guys seen Aladdin, you're not allowed to touch anything. So we have to stop them before the cave collapses and we die in there. So Abu and I, well, Abu does nothing. I stop the Bogs from stealing the gold and the treasure, and that's when Abu points out the fact that there are lamps in the back.
There's a magic lamp in the back of the cave? Okay, I understand now. Let's go get it.
Well, a lamp in the back. There's 3 pedestals, so there's gonna be 3 lamps. That's not canon to its story, but sure, I'll go along with it for this one. I go and play the scariest game of red light, green light in my life to go save this lamp, to use it to help save, Agrabah. This minigame is actually one that I did remember very well, just like the singing duck thing. I remembered this one very well because I was so scared of what was going to happen to me if I messed up. I've never messed up that minigame because I was always scared I would. I did not want to know what would happen because it's for some reason very intimidating. But luckily I got it. I'm never going to learn what happens if you fail. Thank God. So Jasmine informs us that the lamp is actually a mirage and the genie bogs have taken it. So we have to get the lamps back, all 3 of them. There is a silver, a gold, and a green one. But before we do that, we obviously have to herd some geese because that's very important. I love these princesses. They have their priorities so set. So after we herd the geese, the genie bogs actually come to us and we're able to fight them and get the lamps back, and we head back to the Cave of Wonders and we place the lamps onto the proper pedestals, corresponding colors and everything. We save the day. There's no more mirages in Agrabah, everyone's okay. Some of these missions, like these ending missions, don't really make a lot of sense. I don't understand how this random concert with these ducks, frogs, and turtles saved music in the ocean, as well. I don't know how placing lamps stop mirages, but apparently they do these things, and their worlds are saved, and we get to go back to the abandoned castle just to go and finish another story. In Cinderella's world, the bogs are actually freezing time, I think. So it's implied that they froze time, but I have a lot of questions about that, and I'll bring it up at the end of her story because there's a lot of things that don't make sense. But basically when we enter the bogs are freezing like people and horses and objects from falling and things like that. So they're freezing stuff. They freeze Gus Gus and Jacques, so we save Jacques and Gus Gus, and they ask us to, for some reason, deliver the mail invitations to Cinderella's wedding. I wanted to save time here, but sure, I can do this too at the same time. So I run around, I deliver the invitations, and then they take me to Cinderella.
Oh, hello there. I'm
the most idiotic princess in this godforsaken game.
When I see Cinderella, she tells me that her wedding is apparently very soon. It's not implied like if it's supposed to be like a week from now, tomorrow, but you just sent out the invitations that day. So I don't know what's going on. So Cinderella then asks us to go figure out if the farmer's okay, because the farmer's supplying the food for the wedding, which implies that she needs the food now because the food isn't there yet. So I'm wondering, when is this wedding supposed to be? Because time is frozen, which in my mind means that you have enough time to stop worrying about the damn wedding so we can save time. But no. Okay, so we go to the farmer in the deep, scary woods by ourselves because, send the child to do things for herself. Yeah, sounds great. Every princess has done it so far. I'm not surprised. We go to the farmer and we save his pumpkin patch. After saving the pumpkin patch, we go back to the castle to let Cinderella know, but Cinderella isn't there actually. She, shockingly, actually did go to do something to get some help. She went to go find Fairy Godmother at her old manor. So we went to the manor with Gus Gus, and that's when we see that Cinderella actually was frozen. So we unfreeze her, and then we have to set the clocks in her old home so we can open the back door to get into the backyard and find Fairy Godmother. Once we find her, she agrees to help us. There's this whole cutscene where she agrees to help us figure out why time is frozen. I was distracted by the horse in the background that looks like Doodle Bob. I don't know why they made him so flat looking when they had 3D horse models already, but then it wasn't helping with his animatronic looking ass movements in the back, and I was cracking up about it because why the fuck does he look like that? Fairy Godmother agrees to help us, so she tries to figure out what's wrong with time. We go to the clock tower in Cinderella's kingdom, and Fairy Godmother realizes that the clock tower is missing some cogs, in a machine. So she asked us to go on a quest to find some, and I'm like, okay, good. Something that will actually make sense, okay? The cogs are taken out, so the time is frozen. There's magic involved, so it can make sense. My hair's falling out. So yeah, we basically have to go to Cinderella's manor again because Fairy Godmother says that old attic might have some stuff. Cinderella is still there, and we tell her that we need to find cogs for the clock. She says that we can go into the attic and find them, and this is the only time I am okay with her sending us to do something instead of going herself, because let's face it, Cinderella probably got some really traumatic memories in that attic. I'm not gonna make her relive it. Fair enough, valid, I will go and get them. We find 2 cogs in there, and then we are told to go to the farmer to see if he has any, because, farmers have cogs all the time. We're heading to the farmer, and then he tells us that the bogs are destroying his pear tree, so we have to go save his pears, and then in return, he actually gives us the missing cog that they stole, that they dropped, I guess.
I wish there was some way I could repay you. Say, I don't suppose this cog the bogs left behind would be of any use to you, would it?
Actually, it would. Thank you.
So we take those 3 back to the tower, and Fairy Godmother puts them back in place, and time is saved. So then Cinderella says that she doesn't have time to get ready for the wedding. And obviously Fairy Godmother's there, so she makes the joke oh no, I can do it. I can do it easy peasy, And I'm sorry. You want me to tell me that you sent out your invitations possibly an hour before the actual wedding? It's a surprise anybody was there. Hell, and I wasn't even invited. After this, excuse me, I just saved your damn kingdom. I should get an invite. I think I would fit in perfectly in that wedding. So yeah, Cinderella's world it makes the most sense, I think, and it was actually my favorite one to play in. I feel like there was just a little bit more.
I won't lie, Cinderella is actually my favorite Disney princess, which is probably why this was my favorite one to play through, so I don't know why I was too scared to admit that in the video, but that's just the case, okay? She's my favorite, she's the best one, and she's pretty, and I want that dress.
Now that we've saved time, the last place we have to go is save color from Snow White's world. So we go to Snow White's world and we notice that little things like trees and turtles and flowers and butterflies don't have color. They're in black and white. So we see Dopey first thing when we enter the world, and there's a locked gate. So we unlock the gate for him and he takes us to the cottage where we meet Snow White, and oh dear Lord.
Oh, Dopey, have you met a new friend? Oh, hello there. I'm Snow White.
This place was annoying for multiple reasons, but this was the major one. So the dwarf's cottage is actually in black and white too, as well as different objects around it. So the first minigame is to just bring color back to the objects around it, which brings color back to the cottage. The only 3 colors that were given in this game though it's not the rainbow, it's just red, blue, and green, which I believe are the primary colors. I don't think yellow is technically a primary color, I think green is. I could be wrong about that, or it could just been the colors that they chose for this one. After bringing the color back, Snow White tells us to go to the dwarves to get the dwarves from the mine. So we go to the mines and they have us help them with four different tasks before we can bring color back to their world. Are you happy, Doc? There's no color anywhere, but at least your gems are organized.
It's organized by color. By color.
So finally they agree to come help us. And the only dwarves that actually we see in this are Dopey, Doc, Happy, and Grumpy, meaning that Sneezy, Bashful, and Sleepy, y'all weren't good enough for this game. I'm sorry, okay? It wasn't worth it making 3 more models of dwarves.
Alright, so I got this wrong in the video, so I'm just clearing it up here. Before I even met up with the dwarves, I actually went to Snow White's cottage first, and she told me that there was a bunch of bogs I had to fight in the grove. So first, I went to the grove, and then I met up with the dwarves by the rainbow. I mixed that up in the video, so I'm clearing it up right now. I have a very intense and actually very challenging, for a kid's game, I would say. This battle is very challenging because the whole point is with the color bogs and them stripping away the red, green, and blue, the blue bogs can only be affected by your blue colored wand. And the way you change the color of the wand is you have to go to these little glowing pods on the ground and change the color of the wand manually. Meaning that in the battle, they're actively trying to hurt you, but you're still trying to switch from red to green. So it gets a little complicated and confusing, and I do actually fuck up a little bit a couple times. So I don't know how I did as a kid. I don't know how I did as a kid at all, actually. So yeah, forgot about that little battle that happened before meeting up with the dwarves. Just wanted to clear it up.
That was, the most intense battle yet. After that, we find out that the rainbow has actually been stripped away of its colors on top of this part of the mountains. So they ask me to obviously go fix the rainbow. So I have to go find these colors that are being protected by color bogs. So I go over and I find the red color in the mines, I find the green color in the forest, and the blue color in the grotto. Is it the grotto?
No, it's not.
And then I bring the colors back to the rainbow and I put color back in the rainbow, and boom, color is restored to this world.
So I was going to do a whole little outro bit here, I have one filmed, but this video took a lot longer for me to make than I thought it would have. So I'm just gonna give you guys my full honest reaction here. That's all I'm gonna do. This is just the reaction of me watching the ending of this darn game for the first time after 13 years of wanting to see the ending. It took me really long to make this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had fun making it. I'm tired though, so here is my reaction to finally beating Disney Princess Enchanted Journey. And to my cousin who recently messaged me, we found out that her copy was just fucking defected because she never saw the ending too. So this is for you as well. Enjoy. We'll find out, but I'm about to see, I think, the ending of the game. So this is my genuine reaction. Keep in mind though, it's 5 a.m. and I live in an apartment complex, so I can't be loud. But this is what I've been waiting for. This is the moment I've been waiting for years. This is what I've wanted to see, and this is what I'm gonna finally see.
if the screen actually turns on, because my computer kind of froze right now. So I don't know if it even saved it. So let's find out if it worked. Oh, thank God it did. Okay. Okay. It's happening. It's happening. Holy shit. It's happening. Dude, I'm so happy. Y'all don't understand. I'm like so happy right now. Very loud. Holy shit. This is a wild game. I won't lie. It's not that I didn't thoroughly enjoy playing. I'm in awe. Because I remember the princess saves. I don't remember this shit at all. Is this the ending? Is this it? Is this it? Am I gonna see it? Is this the ending? Oh my God, I think it is. And it's right around... Hold on, wait for it. This is where it's gonna freeze. This is where it would have freeze for me. Right. Wait, no. Fairy. Right here. Right here. This is where it always freezes. Oh my God, did I beat the game? I did it! Oh my God, I did it, guys. I did it. I've never been so happy.
It's time to take your place as a true princess.
Whoa.
You said I'm a princess? But... Oh, I remember now.
I'm a princess. Are we for real? I'm a princess. I'm so happy. Bro, what the fuck? I am like an A-list princess apparently. I can hang out with these guys. Oh my God. I got to the end. Whoa, what's all this? Is this the end credits? That's it? What about the bell? What about Belle? And that is my reaction to finally beating Disney Princess Enchanted Journey after 13 years of waiting for the ending. To my cousins who owned the disc, I'm sorry I accused you guys of beating up the disc. Apparently theirs was broken too. I apologize. That being said, I didn't beat One Princess World, and I know I didn't really mention it in this video, I only mentioned it at the beginning. That's because now we're going to talk about it. So Belle's World, I'm actually going to beat live on my Twitch channel. So if you want to check that out, I'll be streaming live on September the 4th. It's a Wednesday at 4 p.m. CST. So if you want to check me out beating that, that's probably going to do the beginning half of the stream, and then the last half I'll probably like play a different game. We'll see how long it takes me to beat it. It probably won't take too long, but if you want to check me out, do that. Yeah, that's twitch.tv/notcatchy. I'm gonna beat Princess Belle's World, and we're gonna have some fun, we're gonna chill, we're gonna vibe. And then that's gonna be the end of my Disney Princess Enchanted journey, because it was a lot. It took a lot of like nostalgia for me to do this again. I want to keep doing videos like this. I haven't made very many commentary videos since I think the last one I did was the Nightcore one. And then after that, I did a whole bunch of like vloggy videos. And if you didn't notice on my channel, I actually have all of those videos unlisted, and they're in an archived playlist on my channel. So they're not gone. I just didn't want them on the feed. I wanted to mention that real quick because I felt like it was just something I should mention, because it is just videos I don't really want to make as much anymore. And like, I don't hate those videos. I love a lot of those videos, like those with my sisters in it and stuff. I like those. Those are fun.
But that being said, I want to make more commentary like videos like this, so I also made a Discord. So if you want to check me out on Discord, that's where I'm going to be taking like suggestions, doing polls for videos, things like that. So if you want to check that out, please go ahead. I think that's all I have to say update wise. And yeah, so check out the Discord, check me out everywhere else, and then check out my Twitch if you want to see me beat Princess Belle's World. I don't know what else to say, so thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a lot of fun playing this game. I will admit this video is a little choppy at some parts, and that's my fault because I went off script way too many times, like I have a problem of doing, so we'll try not to let that happen again. We'll see. I can't make promises, okay? Yeah, thank you for watching. Bye!
My mother told me not to talk to strangers.